Okay, I have an amazing human being here with me. We are in Paris. We are in Paris at the Ritz, sitting in this absolutely beautiful room. We have an amazing coffee, breakfast this morning. And this human being I have known for a couple of years, just about. She has taken over the internet. She has a heart of gold. She is a light in this world. I have chills while saying this. She is someone to watch and walk alongside with and watch as she pioneers some of the most incredible things for high level leaders, women of the world, not just in the online space. And I have seen her grow a $1 million company, which is something that most people never do. I've seen her walk through some of the craziest things that would make most people say, I'm out. And one of the things she said to me this weekend that I really want to anchor in right now is how she's really in it for the long run. And you can feel that. And so I have with me Hannah Rose Cluley. Say hello.
Hello. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm like on such a high from such an incredible weekend and I cannot wait to discuss it and talk about where things are going. And I loved what you said about being in it for the long haul. I was like, yeah, that's it. Like this is it. I'm in it. I'm in it.
You so are. You invested in a weekend that most people wouldn't even pay for a year of coaching.
True.
And so, okay, let's just jump right into that. So, what have been some of the things this weekend, some of the biggest transformations?
We've been seeing stars everywhere. Like there's like Paris is star coded, and I think that when we were driving around in like our
Oh, yes,
private car,
yes.
and I was like saying to you, like from a marketing perspective, I was like, you have freedom queens, like I want an identity for my people, but don't really have one, and what could it be? And you're like, stars, something about stars. Somebody today when he walked past the car that you were in, and he was like, is there a star in there?
To make it even more powerful, you're in the car doing a photo shoot.
Yeah.
I'm standing outside of the car. This guy walks by, and all he said was, star? Like, not, he didn't say, like, is there a star?
Oh, he just made a statement.
All he said was, star? Question mark. And I have chills up my spine right now. Like, that is it.
Yeah. And then there's stars on the ceiling of the car that we had. Like, that's been one of the biggest things, I think, because for me personally, in the last maybe like 7 months, I've been through like a big evolution, a big sort of phoenix rising moment from the ashes for sure, which I'm sure we could talk about today. And that was it. Like, oh, I am a star. Like, this is where I'm going for like superstardom, like supernova status. And I feel it in my body. Like, I feel like I've gone, I messaged my therapist about this recently. I was like, how quickly can you like rewire neural pathways in your brain? Because ChatGPT says it's like takes a long time, and she's like, no, I disagree. Like it can be pretty instantaneously. And I was like, I'm glad that you said that because I feel that today.
I feel it. I see you in a way that that I've always seen you.
Yeah.
The real Hannah Rose Cluley.
But I see it now.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
Yeah.
The Hannah Rich Cluley.
Hannah Rich Cluley.
I'm campaigning for her to change her middle name. I'm just kidding. So, what was it? What were some of the micro moments this weekend? Like one of the things I love about high end and luxury is the magical moments. What was something this weekend that was a magical moment for you?
There were so many. I'll say maybe a couple. The first one I think was walking into my hotel room. It was so funny. Like I went to reception and I was a little bit early, and he was like, "Let me just check, Madame Ling, your guest is here." And she was like, "Okay, I will let her know." And like when I went up to the room, I sat in the cafe downstairs and I had like a 87 euro glass of like Dom Perignon, and I was like, this is normal for me now, like this is the standard. And I even messaged my friend and she was like, yeah, that's just normal for you. And then I went into the room and I actually couldn't stop crying. Like I'd have my hair and makeup done and I was like, Hannah, you need to stop crying because you're going to ruin your makeup. But I've dreamed about staying in this hotel for 15 years, so just to be here is magical. And then another moment was definitely the Gucci experience. Like that was, and just, I think it healed something in me because I was always, I felt like I was spoiled as a child. Like I always wanted more. And I feel like that was always a negative thing. And then yesterday it was like, no, like go try on that dress, go try on that thing. Like you don't need to like limit yourself. And I really felt like you healed something in me on like quite like a deep inner child level in that moment yesterday. Like it was so special. There are so many more moments that I could go into, but those two are pretty special.
Gucci was amazing.
Yeah.
Because my team had set up the whole room and we were able to bring in photo video, which usually we can't do. So wait until you see these photos of Hannah. Wait until you see the photos from the whole. I mean, my personal favorite was Friday on the boat.
Yeah, the boat was incredible. It was just, and we were like seeing all the other boats and we were like, our boat is the
they were
best.
very mass market.
Yeah.
There was like hundreds of people on these ugly, big, janky boats. And then there's us in this very much so like Italian, wooden, with champagne. We have videographers, music playing, ABBA.
That was the best.
Seeing you with the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, that was special as
It was
well.
beautiful.
I have so many moments of like my younger years in Paris that have now, I feel like I've closed the loop. Like I'm like, oh, like that story's done. That story's done. That story's done. It feels huge.
It is. I feel that for you.
I feel like my skin is buzzing. It's so hard to explain.
You're alive. Like
Yeah.
you are the star.
I am
That's
the
why I'm
star.
excited for you to bring that forward, because there are a lot of women who are stars like you are. And it's so funny because stars stay in, like every star stays in the Ritz, but there's so many women who are like you are, but the difference between you and them is that they shrink. So after something really big happens, a challenge, hate, cancellation, whatever,
Oh my gosh.
they shrink, and the entire point of being a star is to continue to shine and also even leverage that narrative to grow and shine more. Like really, if we're talking about stars in terms of celebrities, that's what they do. So one of the things you were talking about is specifically your skill set in soft story selling, which is the ability to take experiences that you've gone through, craft it into a really amazing storytelling narrative, and use it to boost your authority.
100%.
And a lot of people in the online space don't know how to do that. So what have you been working on? What is soft story selling in general?
Soft story selling is where you take your storytelling component, but you allow yourself to open up and be vulnerable in a way that people can truly see you. Because what I see happening in the coaching industry specifically, like very specifically in the coaching industry, is either perfection, robotic, like no connection. I see this every single day from people who are amazing humans and have an amazing body of work, but when they post content, you can't feel their soul. Or on the other side of things, people are vulnerable, but it's done in a way that sort of negates your authority, in a way where people see you as less powerful because you're sharing it. There's a very nuanced niche angle about sharing your story in a way that not only creates authority but lets people see the human. Because what's going to be shifting, and it is already shifting in the online space, is people want to buy from a personal brand. And this doesn't mean that you have to give your whole heart and soul to your content. It doesn't mean that, but people want to buy from a human, right? Whether it's a group of humans, an individual human. That's why like Grace Beverly has more followers than her brands, and Stephen Bartlett has more followers than his brand, right? Because people buy into the person. And there's a way that you can curate this with yourself around the storytelling that's soft, so that people see you. Because I know that every single person listening to this podcast, like they would have their own stories that they've been through, hardships, right? And if you think about the star thing that we were just talking about, every celebrity under the sun has got like a memoir, a book, sharing like stuff that they're not proud of. And if we and that's what you need to be sharing. You need to be able to share your story in a way that connects people to you. And people are so afraid to do it because they think that it will, like, people will see them as a victim, or people will see them as weak. But there is a very specific way that you can do it, which I've been doing I'll say since the dawn of time, but since the start of my business, where I share vulnerable content, but in a way that builds authority, doesn't detract from it.
Yeah, that's one of your skill sets. I think you're a natural at it. It comes normal. It's normal to you, but to other people, because it's more difficult, because other people, what they'll do is they'll share vulnerability from a place of wanting to connect with people, but then it makes them either become a friend, or you can tell that they're sharing for the sake of getting something out of the audience, or they're sharing because they're wounded and hurt and they don't have an outlet, when maybe your business actually isn't the place to share that specific story, but there's a way to share the stories to provide value, because business is about providing value to your customers. So not every story needs to be shared, but if you do want to share those stories, you need to think about like, what's the way to actually craft it.
Yeah, because most people will share their story either when they've been through it, but like there's no point. It's like you're watching this piece of content, it's like, oh, you've been through like bad things, but what's the point? Like, why are you telling me this? Or they'll share it in the moment. They'll share that they're having a hard time in that moment, and it'll be almost cathartic for you sharing it, but nobody gets anything from it. Whereas what I do well, and you know, this is what I teach my clients to do, is you have to almost go through the process yourself. You have to move through it. You have to understand why you had to go through that. And then when you can share it from that perspective, like, okay, this is what happened. This is relevant to you right now because I'm sure that you're going through something similar as into like your people. And then this is how you can actually move through it. And then the catch is that it has to be talking about your method, because most people would be like, oh, I read this book, oh, I went to this person, oh, I did this thing, which for sure you did. But what you really need to understand is that your methodology, it should be the thing that's going to solve the problem for the people. And it's like, this is a hard marketing thing of like, your way is the only way for your people. And so when you share your story, allow yourself to share the tough things. Like, I have this joke that I always share content of me crying, because it's just like a thing, because it's also provocative. It's like a visual storytelling cue. When you see somebody crying on content, you want to watch it. And then obviously you round it off with like the positive end, and it like creates a story for people. But you also need to tell them how your way solves their problem. And so you're hitting people at all these different angles. You're hitting them from like a connection point. You're hitting them from an authority point. You're hitting them from a value point. It's very clever, if I don't say so myself.
It is. No, I think that, like, really uncovering that this weekend was a pivotal moment.
Oh my
Even hearing
gosh.
you talk about it, I'm going, this is it.
This is it.
Like, this is the thing. Like, I
Yeah.
can see you. We'll talk about something with Freedom Queen Live, but even if you're on that area, speaking to this, because another thing people do a lot is they'll do these like super sassy photo shoots, and they'll kind of put on this mask of being super confident, bold, powerful, all of those things. But that's not what influences people.
No.
And what you're really good at doing is moving people using soft story selling. And so some people are like super right. They'll think, oh, I need to be powerful. So they'll share this sassy photo shoot, and then it doesn't move people.
Because it comes across as almost too mean sometimes. Like I even saw somebody yesterday, and I was looking at her content, and I was just like, that's not going to move people. That's not going to move people to buy your offer, because it's too mean. Like, you can, and a lot of people will either share their origin story but too many times, and it becomes boring for your audience. Like, your audience need to learn new angles about you to stay interested. Or they'll just share like badass, bold content, but it's like putting people down. And you've always said this, Bridge, you're like, activating content isn't actually enough, because you can activate people. Like, imagine if we walked into Gucci yesterday and I had my Gucci bag, but the main outfit that I was wearing was like $100 from one of my favorite like stores.
Yeah.
And imagine if the woman, was it Yi, was her name? Yi? She was
Ye.
Yay, it was Yay. She was so lovely. But imagine if she was like, like, what are you wearing? I wouldn't want to like buy anything from Gucci ever again. But like, I mean, I don't think she complimented me, but imagine if she had been like, oh my gosh, like, that outfit's just so cute. And this, even when I tried on this outfit, she was like, you need a belt, like, you need a belt. And that's how you activate people in a positive way. I remember you saying this to me so clearly during one of our one-to-one sessions. Most of you are probably activating, but you're not activating in the right way. You're activating them to maybe go and follow somebody else because your content like isn't actually interesting enough, or you're activating them because you're being like kind of rude and not in a way of like, you know, lighting a fire under somebody's butt, but in a way that's making people, you can
Yes.
feel that in your body, right?
Yes, and we've been talking a lot about this weekend. So there's people that activate that like make them circle around.
Yes.
If you think about energy, it's like activate, circle around versus activate, rise together.
Yes.
And the person that activates to rise is the one you want to follow. And the most activating woman like that makes the most money in the marketplace because she lifts people.
Yes.
This is also the type of person that continuously makes the most money. Like we were talking about, a star, you said this last night, always has to rise again. You need to be able to do that. And you need to first activate yourself, but that's the difference. And then so sometimes people kind of just stay in the same income bracket. They never really have that like rocket again because they're not activating themselves, because they're trying to, well, they're usually insecure and hurt. That's all usually what it comes back to, and they're stuck in that process. For you, because a lot of people at Freedom Queen Live, a lot of women listening to this are advanced business owners, and a lot of them want to write a new story.
Yes.
How would you use soft story selling to write a new story? Maybe they're done, they use the origin story, but they don't want to really latch onto that thing.
100%. I would say there will be, because what I notice happens is that women who are more advanced, women who've made like 7 figures, multi 7 figures, that you get to a certain level where you don't actually want to share your vulnerability because you feel like you have to protect what you've already built, right? Like there's this thing of like you built so much, you feel like you've got further to fall. Whereas what I would say is that, at least this is what I believe is true, and people might disagree, but I know that every single person, no matter how much money you're making, there are things that are challenging for you. Like there are growth periods. And so whenever I go through something that's like making me really stretch and grow, I'm like, this is going to be a good story. So I want you to like look back over the last year or like even 2 years maximum and think, what was a period in time that was challenging for me, even if it was growth related? Like it doesn't have to be that you were crying. For every single person it could be completely different. Maybe you felt like overwhelmed. Maybe there was some like a week where you barely slept because you were just like so into it. What are the stories that you've experienced that are going to help shape this narrative that you're the person who goes up and up and up and up? Like you're the phoenix that continues to burn, rise from the ashes, burn, rise from the ashes. And then you have to start sharing that. And I know that it will be scary to do so because you think that people will see you with weakness. But when I shared like my story at the Go First London event of like speaking on stage at Freedom Queen Live last year, the main stage, everyone thought that I did great. I walked off that stage and I'd like had an out of body experience where I felt like I did a terrible job. And I had to go through like maybe 4 months, and you supported me through that with our one-to-one, Bridget, so well, of like really everything sort of toppled and everything sort of crumbled. And I had to wait until I was through it to be able to share it. But when I did on that stage, I've like never had so many, I've never had so many messages from people, and like all of my programs are absolutely exploding at the moment. I'm like, I need to be back on that main stage in like 2025. Bridge, I said that to you before our VIP weekend. I was like, this is something we need to talk about this weekend, because I'm like, I'm actually I predict my own like stories, because I'm like, okay, I'm going to be on that stage next year. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm almost preempting the story. Like same with the Ritz. Like I like when I stood outside the Ritz when I was 20 years old and I had no money and my parents were going through the divorce and it was like one of the hardest years of my life. I remember standing outside the Place Vendôme being like, I'm going to stay here one day. Like that's actually what I did. And I'm almost like predicting and creating the story for myself, because I'm like, okay, it might be tough right now. Things might be crumbling right now. Clients are leaving. People are breaking contracts. People are hating on me. But this is going to be an incredible story. It's like I feel like I'm the author of my own book. Like I've got like a big hand in the sky and I'm like writing everything. And it's playing out. Does that make sense?
Yeah, as you were speaking about that, I felt you predicting what's going to happen
Yeah.
this year.
I mean, if it doesn't happen, it's okay, but I'm like, I'm gonna make it happen.
I don't know. I think it's happening. I like, because the world is just so amazing. Like, this is, you know what? Like, you can literally, you are the thermostat, you set the frequency. You can choose at any time to just hop on a different paralleling frequency
Literally.
and say, I'm going to choose that one.
Yeah.
And we were talking about this. You have to constantly choose it. It is a muscle. Every single human being has doubts and fears and insecurities and different beliefs. And you have to constantly choose, no, I'm going to stay in this frequency.
I love that, yeah.
And doing things like this, like the VIP weekend, you want to look at things in your life and say, how can I stay in that state?
Because when you sent me the invitation to do the VIP weekend, it was like a private invite. Like, you're like, I want you to do this with me. And part of me was terrified. Like, I'm not going to lie to you, because, you know, I still stretch myself with investments all the time. But part of me was terrified to say yes. And I remember having a conversation with a friend, and she was like, the version of you who's making multi-millions, what would she tell you to do? She would obviously say, go and do the weekend. And I think that I literally had until like that evening to reply to you. So I like had to make a quick decision. But it was an obvious yes, because I'm like, I get myself in the room. I elevate my space. And that's what I'm going to be talking about on my round table at Freedom Queen Live, about how you can actually elevate your identity to create the overflow, because you can reverse engineer it. You don't have to wait for something to happen.
You are literally glowing right now as I'm looking
Really?
at you. I wish I could just take a picture. Yeah, and most people are afraid to do things. They're afraid to get in the room.
Yeah.
Which is like, I get it. Like, I'm super introverted. I don't like to talk to a lot of people.
We were quite similar on that. Like, we're secretly introverted. Like, you wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know,
No,
right? But in
yeah.
business, you can. I was talking to Russell Brunson the other day. He had me on his podcast, and he was like, one of the things I think we're similar on is that he's like, I met you in person, and you were very quiet and like this sweet, and then I saw you on the internet.
Yeah.
And I think it's a really fun personality to have. Like, you're like this very poised, fun, glowing human being, and then on the internet,
People are the other way around. They're usually not good on the internet, and they're usually like great in person. And it's not that we're not good in person, like we are, but we're just not like
we're weirdos.
We're weird, but we are like, you know, we don't need to be like noticed or loud or anything like that. But this is what most people don't understand, is how to be successful on the internet. And like, loads of coaches say being an influencer is wrong, being an influencer is bad, you don't want to influence. I'm like, you do want to influence, because something that influencers do so well is they connect with their audience. But then an influencer's not selling their own product, right? An influencer is, and I used to be an influencer. Like, I was a fitness influencer for 2 years in London. I was invited to all the events, knew all the big names that are still going. Like, I went to like the Glamour magazine awards, like for like being like one of the best influencers. Like, I've been in that world, and influencers make a lot of money, but they don't have the entrepreneurial edge where they're not selling their own product. So if you can bring in the elements of influencers, which is like story, connection, vulnerability, but also you're a powerhouse and you have a methodology like a blue ocean, your own way of doing things, and you coin that, and then you marry those two things together, I mean, there's no way that you're not going to be making multi-seven figures every year, if not multi-seven figures every month, if that's what you want to be doing. I say if, because for sure it is, otherwise you wouldn't be listening to this, right?
Yeah, you have your own method or your own body of work to essentially your own product to
Exactly,
monetize.
that's what you need. Yeah.
And you need to be that person that people want to follow, the shooting star, the person that's going somewhere versus just kind of sitting there. You can make some money by sitting there, but if you want to, again, it's the continuous.
Exactly, it's that I always say this about you, Bridget. It's like, you'll put your foot like pedal to the metal, and we think that you've done it all, but then there'll be like another level, like your foot goes on the gas again and again and again, and that's what it is. It's like, why is there a limit? There is no limit.
Yeah, and you can reinvent yourself at any time.
Exactly.
One of the best things I've learned and found is that you have to let go, whether it's letting go of clients or colleagues or relationships or programs
Yes.
or styles of content that you've made. you have to let yourself evolve. I always say you get paid to evolve.
Yeah.
And if you don't evolve, people become disinterested in you. And also you become disinterested in yourself. It's again, we talked about this
100%.
last night in the sauna. It's yeah, you want to grow because you want people to pay you and whatever. But really my mission and work is for women to live extraordinary lives where they love what they're doing and they're on
Yeah.
purpose, because that is so sexy and magnetic to the world. You'll get more opportunities, you'll get booked on more stages. People look at you and they say there's just something about you. You're a magnet to other people and you're happy. That's so important. Like you're actually enjoying your life, because one day we're not going to be here. And it's like you have to focus on that for the sake of you and your own mental health and your own well-being. Because what's the point of doing all this? You can you're going to build, what you're listening to this, you're going to make millions of dollars per year, per month. But if you don't feel alive, if you don't feel anything, what the freak is the point?
I think about this all the time. I'm like, I just want to get, not, I just want to, like, I want to get to my deathbed when I'm like 90 something and be like, I did everything. Like, there was no stone left unturned.
Yes.
There was no avenue that I didn't go down. And I made every mistake in the book. But as fast as I fell down, I just got straight back up and then I went higher. Like, that's how I really see, like, whenever I go, like, I'm running like a fundraising event at the moment and it's been really challenging, but all the time I'm like, this is gonna be a great story. Like, this is gonna be a great story to post on Instagram. Like, I'm a little bit psycho. Like, every negative thing that happens to me, I'm like, that's a piece of content right there. And I message my team like, this is the email that we need to do, this is the LinkedIn post. And she's like, my copywriter, she's like, yeah, this is so good, thank you. Because that's what you need. Like, people want to see those different tones to you, right?
Yeah, they want to hear the wisdom that you gain from
Yeah,
them.
exactly.
And that's what makes you memorable too, or the little stories. I keep thinking of Justin Bieber and his rise right now. I did not care about Justin Bieber until recently. I was like, I don't know, who is this guy? Who, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, yeah.
And then with this story, bringing it forward, it's like, oh, actually, I'm interested in this now.
That's what we were talking about with Christian Dior, like the rise of the star. Like, that's what people get on board, and when you share your truth, people are obsessed with you. And every single star, I think of Ozzy Osbourne. He obviously passed away recently, and he played in Birmingham, which is where he's from, which is like a city in the UK, and he grew up like with barely able to afford shoes. And his like he played his concert a week before he died, and he said to Sharon, I didn't realize so many people loved me, because he's imperfect, right? Like, he swears all the time, he's effing and blinding, he's hilarious, but people love the redemption arc, people love the truth, and you're
so good.
We're gonna see this in like, we're going to start seeing the world shift away from perfect content,
like truth,
to truth content. This doesn't mean that you can't have like good visuals, please, for the love of God. Like, so many of you have great storytelling,
and you don't need to air out your dirty laundry.
No.
You don't need to give everyone
It's
access
not venting,
to you.
no, but it's like, use what you've been through and monetize it. Like, you're like, get in the game, be the shark, be the like visionary who's got this vision, what your North Star is, you know, your mission, what your entire life is about, and just play the freaking game. Like, that's, you've got to get into that mindset of like being like hungry for it. I always say, like, you're a tiger and you're a lion and you're like raring to go, and like, you're hungry for it.
And you're strategic, like, you know the certain stories that you're going to share.
Yeah, I don't share every story, that's for sure.
And then the way you share it, and a lot of people listening to this could use a lot more heart or soft story selling
100%.
inside of their businesses. So you have a special announcement.
Yes.
All the time. You do.
Yes.
But do you want to tell them about the special opportunity right now?
Yeah. So I've realized through having conversations with Bridget and through going to events in the UK and speaking to British people, European people, that we're not like the Americans. We're not like, there's a lot of, avoidance around speaking about money. We have like the stiff upper lip mentality where you don't like share, you don't boast, you don't talk about yourself. And I think that the UK and Europe has a money problem, specifically with women, where like we're not sharing how big we can go. We're like, oh, you can't sell from stage. That's so cringe, or like that's too much. And I think that I want to like eradicate this. Like this is not what we're doing anymore, and this is not how we're moving forwards. Because I know that there are so many women in the UK and Europe who are like hungry for bigger events, bigger experiences, and who also want to be on the stage. Like they want to be the star, they want to be highlighted. So what Bridget and I masterminded on last night, and it's only if you get your Freedom Queen Live ticket through my affiliate link before the end of September. What you're going to unlock is all of my insane bonuses, which includes like a retreat day in Florida. It's actually crazy, but we are announcing the Overflow Live event January 2026. Is that next year? I don't even know what year it is. 11th of January, 111. It's my freaking birthday. It's going to be, I haven't figured out numbers yet, but 50 to 100 people. And you will get your ticket.
Yeah.
You'll get it included. This is not going to be open to anybody else.
Wow.
You get your ticket. And if you want to speak on the stage, this is not just going to be a Hannah Rose Cluley dominates, although that would be epic. I want to give the platform to British women who haven't been able to get those opportunities yet.
Wow.
But only for the women who are like the ballers, the all-ins, the sharks. You need to upgrade to, was it diamond that we said? Your diamond ticket, or just buy your diamond ticket. So either upgrade the ticket that you have with my diamond link, and you're going to lock in your stage spot. This is only available to, I think that it will be capped. I don't know what the number is yet, but it will be capped who can speak on stage.
Oh, yeah.
We need to, but if you upgrade to diamond, you will unlock your stage spot,
Which is
spotlight,
huge,
which
because
is freaking huge.
You're bringing a big event to the UK, and UK people are deeply craving a room for female entrepreneurs that are actually talking about making real money.
Yes.
Like, you are a big deal. You're top tier. You want to make a lot of money and you want to pioneer that. And there's going to be a big shift in the UK marketplace for female entrepreneurs by you doing this.
And I've literally just right here on this couch had a download for another bonus that they'll get if they get the diamond, because not only do I want you speaking on stage, but I want your talk to be incredible. Like, I want it to be the best. And so what I'm going to do with you is we're going to have a 60-minute strategy session to strategize and clarify your talk, because I can teach you how to, because I've done a lot of talks. I'm like literally on a world tour right now. Like, I'm not even joking.
She is.
I'm literally on a world tour. And so I know what a good talk looks like. I know what a incredible talk looks like. I know what an out of the world talk looks like, and I know what a forgettable talk looks like. So I want to make yours incredible. I want you to be the person that leaves Overflow Live and everyone's DMing you, everyone's obsessed with you, everyone's like, who are you? Like, I need to be in your life. Like, this happened at Go First. I blew up after Go First, and so that's what we're going to be doing. Only if you get your ticket. So get your ticket, you get your place, you get all the amazing bonuses that I'm already offering with Freedom Queen Live. But if you get the diamond tier, you'll get your spot on the stage, and you'll get that 60-minute strategy session where you're going to walk away with a very clear story arc. And you can not only take this to your talk, but this can be like how you construct your soft story selling for every single offer that you produce.
Yeah.
This is brilliant. Like, I am very excited about this. I'm like, get your ticket right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, come to Freedom Queen Live. We'll put the link in the show notes for the regular general admission ticket.
And then they can DM me about them.
But I would, if you're listening to this, you're in the UK, you want to be with a woman in the UK who's really pioneering what it means to become financially free for the British marketplace for women in the UK. Get your diamond ticket through Hannah, or if you already have your ticket, you can upgrade. We'll put her upgrade link in the notes too. And then you're going to get, I want you to really understand this, you are going to get on her stage in the UK. And she's going to help you plan out your speech. What? Like, that's such an incredible opportunity for any woman that's in the UK, or let's say you're in a country close by like France and you're not too far away and you want to be a part of this.
You could fly over from the States, from Canada. You can come
Yeah.
from wherever.
From Germany, and it's for women who are wanting to be the first people to pioneer something and get loud
Yes.
about women making money.
Because there's definitely still a hesitancy right now, I would say, within the British
And,
market
and European.
and European. It's
general.
that's like dominated by like one or two people. It's very like close knit. It's hard to get into. This is not how we do it in this world. Like everybody gets an opportunity, everybody gets a spot on the stage, but obviously you have to make that move and you have to go big. And you know what? Like I pay to get into spaces. Like I'm gonna pay for my VIP weekend with Bridge. I'm gonna like you pay like put your money where your mouth is a little bit. Like maybe that's the wrong thing to say, but I don't really care. Like I fully believe it. Like when I invested in this VIP weekend, I had no idea what it was gonna look like. I had no like as I said, like I was nervous about it. It was a stretch for me. But the diamond ticket specifically, like step in, go all in, be the person that doesn't hold back, that doesn't say, oh, I'll do like that next year. Like next year is going to be too late. Like do it now.
This is it.
This is it.
We'll close it out.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Oh my gosh, on top of the world. I feel like I'm just like I feel like this is what I say overflow is you're so full that you're radiating. Like there's just an endless energy and light, and that's what being the star is. That's how I feel right now.
You are a star. And I'm so happy that you see yourself that way.
Thank you so much, Bridge. It's been amazing.
I'm so happy.
Me too.